Hey folks, welcome back to Let's Play Final Fantasy XIII-2 Sazh Heads or Tails DLC. So I looked up the prices on the Final Fantasy wiki. I don't know if this is the prices when they were released or if they got their prices knocked down. But that's the thing about DLC. Like, I remember I really enjoyed Samurai Warriors 2 on the PlayStation 2. Didn't get quite as much playtime out of it as I did the various versions of Dynasty Warriors 5, which has ended up on the short list of my favorite games ever. But the Samurai Warriors 2 is pretty much better than Dynasty Warriors 5 in every way. It's just doesn't quite have the same place in my heart because Dynasty Warriors 5 was the first of those games I ever played. But I remember when I found Samurai Warriors 2 for Xbox 360 at used, and I was like, oh, this is great because I really loved it for PS2, and now it's like the same game, same really good game again with like souped up graphics. And the problem was it was like $3 then to get that used on the Xbox 360. But then I was like, oh, you know what? And there was DLC for this game too. It like added a couple of extra characters. That might be fun. That was still like $20 or whatever it was. Like that price had been the same for 10 years, still available on Xbox Live. The DLC prices don't really go down because it's not like it's a physical inventory sitting there not making them money like these game discs are. Anyway, if you're interested, according to the Final Fantasy Wiki, most of because you had various weapons you could buy, they're showing the actual game is only costing $20, which can't be what it cost when it was new. That must just be what it would cost to get on the PlayStation Network several years after it come out. It's saying it's $20. That can't be right. Or maybe it is. Maybe that was why the DLC was such a big thing, because they, like I said, they were experimenting with how to do this. So if it was like we're gonna sell a game for $20, but then we're gonna sell all the DLCs to make up the money. Maybe that was the thought process at the time. But I seem to remember this being available on a disc, which is how I have it, that you buy at a store, and it was a full-price game. Anyway, you could buy a couple of individual weapons, which I didn't buy. They're about $1 each, 99 cents each. You can buy outfits for the characters for $3 each, including, for some weird reason, N7 armor for Sarah. So there must have been some kind of agreement between Square Enix and I'm drawing a BioWare. I was drawing a blank. And Assassin's Creed outfits for some of them. So there was something going on where they had like a licensing deal with these other game companies. Then there's a bunch of Japan-only shit. And then you get down to the boss fights for the Colosseum. So it's like $2.99 for Omega, $2.99 for the boss fight. We have Lightning and Amodar, which we'll be seeing eventually. $1.99 for the boss fight against Jill. For some reason, it's $3.99 for a boss fight against Ultros and Chupon, or Typhon, or whatever. $2.99 or $3.99 rather for Gilgamesh, and only $1.99 for a battle against Poo Poo, which we'll be seeing eventually too. Then the Sazh DLC is $2.49 for some bizarre reason. The DLC where you can fight Snow, which I've never actually beaten Snow, but if you beat Snow, it expands to even more stuff that you get to do. That one is $3.99. And then the most expensive DLC item of all, the Lightning DLC, which lets you eventually unlock and play as Goddess of Etra Lightning, is $4.99. So if you buy all the DLCs individually, I guess it adds up to a full-price game, regardless of whether that crazy price cited makes sense for the overall game. Anyway, let's get back to this DLC. It only cost $2.50. So, I mean, go to the arcade in the old days, you could try to play like less than halfway through Double Dragon and try to get like an hour's worth of entertainment out of one of the old arcade machines, and you would have spent more than $2.55 or $2.50 potentially if you sucked. So it doesn't feel like that big of a rip-off anymore because we've already gotten an hour out of this nonsense. So let's keep going.
You need to keep your calm today.
This is Fall Height. Its cold machinations see right through the casino's games. This chick claims it was the one deceived by the swindler. I don't really know that we're getting any... It's not like a logic puzzle. This is greed. Its endless avarice can be felt throughout the casino. This chick claims that Fall Height wasn't the one deceived by the swindler. Oh.
Right.
Did we get told at one point that one of them always lies, one of them always tells the truth? I mean, was that an established thing? Fall Height says it was deceived. Greed says Fall Height wasn't deceived.
Be prepared for anything.
This is Acadia. It inflames the casino with its fires of passion. This chick claims that Greed wasn't the chick deceived by the swindler. So Greed says it wasn't... Acadia says it wasn't Greed. Greed says it wasn't Fall Height. And Fall Height says it was Fall Height. So nobody has said it was or wasn't Acadia. The fact that Greed is grayed out means that's probably the right answer, and I probably looked it up off screen. So let's see what happens if you say Acadia. Acadia stares at you intensely. I guess that was wrong, but we don't really get penalized for it. Fall Height looks at you coolly.
That smell.
What do you mean, that smell? Smells like chocobos. So apparently there's no penalty for getting it wrong, and I have no idea how you're supposed to logic through that. The Swindlers, Acadia, and Fall Height make a run for it. Like, I mean, you come back and explain it to me in the comments, guys. It doesn't seem like you get enough information to make any sense out of it. Greed says it wasn't Fall Height. Fall Height says it was me. So they directly contradict. And then one of them says it wasn't Greed. I don't know. Maybe if I had it written down in front of me, it would be very simple. But it seems like it was just kind of random, poorly translated or something. Because two of them were directly in conflict, and then one of them... Yeah, I mean, what were you supposed to do? Find the one that couldn't be true if the others were true? Man, whatever. It's not worth the effort. Blimey. The goddess must have taken a liking to me. She didn't penalize me for intentionally getting it wrong. What the stupid... Pick one of the chocobos that is not lying thing. So what, are the other two chocobos are not missing and don't need to be returned to Chocolina? That's the other part of this that doesn't make any sense. There's more aspects of this that don't make sense than you might initially realize don't make sense. You deliver luxury I need. You deliver greed.
You found one! I knew you
You
could
found
do it.
3,
You
actually.
can do anything you put your mind to.
Including losing that challenge twice before winning it, but not being penalized in any way.
Look at all the chicks you've managed to round up. Color me impressed. I wasn't sure you had it in you, truth be told.
Did you just call me colored? Sorry.
I knew you'd do it.
All right, well, I kept my end of the bargain. Isn't it time you tell me who you really are?
Is that what this was
Well,
about?
maybe. I'll think about it. But first, I have a question for you.
What's your deal? What is the name and color of the chick that found a home in Sazh's afro? Well, it was yellow. Was it? I guess not. Oh, no. The one from the first game is yellow. I'm sorry, I made that pun about, she said something about colors and whatever. Sloth had a thing about... No, which one was really nervous? The blue... One of them was really nervous. And I think that was the one that liked his afro. Let's try the blue-colored Need. I want to say it was a blue one that liked the afro. But then for some reason I want to say it was Sloth, but now I want to say it was blue. I don't remember. I'm pretty sure it isn't Wrath or Haughty.
I'm sorry, sir, but that is not the correct answer. Better luck next time.
So again, no penalty for getting it wrong.
Have you remembered yet about the chocobo chicks?
Oh, I thought it was either Need or Sloth. So again, no penalty for getting it wrong.
Chocolina, that is indeed
So what's the
correct.
point? What's the point? The story doesn't advance until you...
All right, I did what you asked. Now, will you please tell me who you are?
And what was the point of quizzing me about the chocobos?
Oh, you're such a silly Sahagin. I know you answered all of my questions,
Well, my one question.
but I never promised anything in return.
And Sazh just pulls out a gun and shoots her.
Yeah, I guess you didn't, but...
You really don't know?
Huh?
It's so sad that you don't remember me, the
Wait.
woman that you lost your virginity to all those years ago.
Really? I knew there was something familiar about you.
You're not surprised.
Well, this is a place where possibilities come together.
You want to let us in on what's happening, game?
All sorts of things can appear in different shapes and forms. But underneath it all, it's still the same.
If the implication is that she is the
Besides-
yellow chick that lives in his afro,
You're the
are they
only one
really
I know.
establishing that by having the yellow chick fly around and clearly not be the same entity that she is? Ugh.
Such a brazen attitude. Loud, that bosses me around, orders me to do things.
You know what? Fuck you.
Pretty good idea who you might be.
When I got washed away by the waves of time, I made a wish. I couldn't do anything as a tiny little chocobo. I was completely helpless.
So I wanted to become a
So
choco
I
hooker.
wished to be granted the power to help others, like they've helped me. The goddess gave me this body that allows me to exist everywhere. I realize this is just a costume.
If you were actually to attempt to use my choco body for your choco pleasure, you would learn that it is only a choco costume.
This body is merely a paradox, born from a distortion in time.
Hey, hold up! Where you going? Don't disappear on me. Not you too. Hey, wait! I said wait. Don't you leave me.
She's going to the far point. Is this supposed to be dramatic?
What?
I'm Chocolina, super time traveling sail girl! I
So,
should make myself a cape, just like a real superhero.
were we supposed to think she was dying or something?
Good to know the only thing that's changed is your appearance. You've always been a tough little thing. I admire that.
You've always sold us items throughout time and space, even as a
I'll always be
chocobo.
supporting you from afar. Your afro's a tight squeeze for me. And
But I
that's
could
all
fit there if
for
I
now,
needed to.
folks. Chocobo-golina! Quick!
Uh-huh. So that's the big secret of this DLC. If you get this DLC, you find out that the weird chocobo hooker is somehow supposed to be... Oh, because of a wish granted by the goddess as she was flung into chaos, the little chocobo, which lived in Sazh's hair throughout the first game, has decided that it wanted to become this... I keep saying choco hooker, kind of jokingly. It decided she just wanted to be like sort of a skankily dressed female woman.
What do you
Female
want to
woman.
do
I meant to
with your
say
little
human
friends?
woman. I
You
said
want to take
female
them with you
woman.
or leave them here?
Take him with me, yeah.
Let me know if the chicks are too much for you to handle.
Because I believe you occasionally get a bonus. Like, every so often, I think you get messages that say something like, one of the chicks found a fortune medal. So there's no particular reason not to bring them with you. But yeah, this whole DLC is really freaking stupid. Have you figured out yet that I think this DLC is stupid? I think it's kind of stupid. So we're more than halfway there. I think we can probably just play poker until we've got enough to end this DLC, end the nightmare, end the madness.
How may I
For
help?
another round of losing. How am I doing?
Certainly. Allow me a moment.
Match is 1-0 of poker? I don't know what a match would be. I guess that would be cleaning the table? Clearing out the whole table, maybe? I don't know. I thought it maybe would tell us how many fortune medals we need, but apparently that's not how it's going to go.
With enough wins, you can overwhelm both possibility and reason.
Our reason got
Confirm the
overwhelmed
laws
when
of
we
the
paid
universe
money
and
for this
steer
DLC.
destiny along your chosen path.
Well, at this point, it's out of my hands.
Well, if you'd like something in your hands, lady, I might be able to help you. Sazh. Just saying. Alright, let's start a new game. Buy in 1,000.
Let's get started.
Now, details. Sorry. A reference for Bobo. Who is not watching this one? Although, as you can see, BB, his initials,
Oh, yes.
Bo,
Those are some cards.
are in the top right corner there.
Your move.
I'm done.
What should I do? I fold.
There's no win. Key is to play aggressive.
Don't blame me if you lose.
So, that would be 19 fortune medals.
Oh, no. I'm through.
I have faith. I'll call.
I need time to
have
think.
faith
I'll match that bet.
in us.
I'm all over this.
What if we do check this time just to get the pot a little higher? Because now I'm vaguely thinking I might need coins eventually for something.
All right, let's do this.
Oh yeah, now
I
we
give
got
up my coins.
Let me think now.
we got a hell of a hand here, so we definitely want to. We're not getting a whole lot of coins out of anybody else though,
Let's see how my hand can all in.
but I think we're gonna beat this guy. We got 2 pair. Well, we'll see what he's got. We have like a flush or something fancy. Yeah, he's got a straight, so never mind, we lose. How did he get a straight with that? It's a king and a jack, queen, king. I guess you only need 5 cards in a row. Yeah, the only poker game, if it's not apparent, that I really know the rules of at all is 5-card stud. So once you start having more than like Texas Hold'em and all that stuff, you got more cards in there. I really don't get the rules. So for me, it's like, oh, you'd have to have 7 straight cards to get a straight. No, you don't. So two pairs is still not a bad hand, but I lost for
not
sure.
what I wanted to see.
Oh, maybe we will get to see that game over. Sazh or Dodge is dead now forever. You suck. After all, but we got a fortune medal to commemorate our struggle. We actually, I thought we had 19. I guess we only had no, never mind. We had 18 when that started, so we only got 2 out of that, and we lost all of our coins. But
How may I help?
I guess we will continue to test and see if
Your aim
this.
is to continue gambling. I believe you have.
Oh, that's right, because we had over 2,000, and we could only put 1,000 into the game. Just to confirm, we can't do anything with these slot machines unless it involves climbing up here, which it actually does, but only in the main game casino, because we can't do that here. So yeah, we're not actually out of coins. We had over 1,000, so we couldn't put them all into the buy-in.
Go easy on me.
But basically, as you can see, I actually thought I had a good hand, so I did something other than go all in before anyone else had even established their hand, and it immediately cost me.
Your move.
So if I just go all in now, everyone should fold.
You're not scared, are you?
Oh,
I
I
wish
guess
I had
not.
a different hand.
I got one pair. But she got a higher pair, so I lose.
No, not what I wanted to see.
Alright, now I can go get some more coins. Although I get a fortune medal just for trying. This DLC really is all about... Oh, no, I don't. Wow. The DLC is finally like, no, you know what? You actually suck enough not to be rewarded in any way.
Down on your luck. Take a...
Yeah, he always gives you enough to keep playing. I'm pretty sure. Because I saved scum my way through this off screen thinking that was going to be necessary and wise. It really doesn't matter unless you care about how many coins you end up with. Although, the number of coins you end up with does kind of matter in the main game. But I also know that in order to get all of the
I'm just waiting for you
fragments that we need for the ultimate ending, we have a bunch of shit we need to do in the casino in the main game anyway.
Oh, no.
So we might as well just use that to get our freaking coins.
My head hurts. That's just a small. Impossible.
My head hurts, it's just a small.
I'll take what I can get.
I'll take what I can get.
Clean you all out at this rate.
Baby. What do you think we're going to do this time, folks? You think we're going to go all in?
You're not shaking. Will this keep the game going?
Maybe I'll sit this one out.
You know, if you meet me in real life, play poker with me. Play 7-card stud or Texas Hold'em or whatever this is called. Confident of the fact that A, I will go in constantly, and B, I have no idea how the game
Don't
actually
blame
works.
me if you lose.
An ace and a 9. Is that a good... It's the ace. I forgot to look at the sweets.
Will this
Are
end the
interesting.
game?
Yeah, the lightning
Oh, yes.
pluses... Basically, you don't have
Free to fold.
diamonds,
No chance. What now? Impossible.
spades,
Might as well quit
clubs,
now.
and hearts.
It'd
You
take a
have
miracle. Gee,
lightning
Play
bolts,
aggressive.
pluses, and whatever
Ready?
else.
Old Sazh is on fire.
Oh, pluses and lightning bolts again. Well, maybe I'll play this one through just to find out what the other things are, and also because we obviously are starting out with a really good hand.
I'll show you how it's done.
If you want me to stay calm, let's make this work.
This is crap. These things happen.
This is crap. These things happen. Crap happens.
You can cover this, right?
No big loss.
It's all up to you now.
Gee,
Oh man, the fucking wimps! I didn't even get to see their cards to find out what the other suits are. I said
Yeah,
suits
keep
before
that
it's
grin off my
suits.
face.
Well, it's shurikens and then I guess lightning again.
I'm just waiting
So I haven't seen what the other red
Is in the game?
suit is.
Things
I
are
mean, I'm
looking
sure we
up.
have seen it. I just wasn't paying attention at the time. So immediately go all in, because if you don't, you might not get a chance.
Things didn't pan out.
Saving my life.
Everyone might hold if you raise slightly.
Don't blame me if you lose.
Keep seeing the red lightning
Thought
bolts.
you
I
had
haven't.
more.
I'll match that bet.
Oh, yes.
We got to get to
I'll call that.
the river so I can see more chances to see more cards and find out what's really going on. Okay, one of them's an oil drop.
What to do?
All in.
Time to
With
do
Cody
this.
and the Young Bucks.
Come on.
Oh wow,
This
got
is
everybody
crap.
going all in. This is
This is
crap.
impossible.
It's impossible. It's impossible for me to defecate. Well, everybody has at least one pair. Wow. Did they both, like, did the AI get thrown off by the fact that they had one pair that meant they wouldn't fold?
I just had good cards.
Oh. I might see if I can clean out
his
Fred
way
here.
to fortune.
Might as well call.
It takes forever to clear out a table because there's always one person who refuses to freaking bet.
Just watching.
At least that's how it works in Red Dead Redemption. I think the AI doesn't really... It doesn't have different AIs for different players.
Key is to play aggressive. Don't blame me if you lose.
But now I'm just curious what happens if you actually clear the table.
Just my luck. Let's make things interesting.
There's no winning with these.
Key is to play aggressive.
I don't know that we're ever going to be able to do this. He's like, bets 5 and then just limps out.
I need time to think. Will this keep the game going?
Well, I mean,
I'm all
technically,
over
yes.
With age comes patience.
Where'd my luck go?
Oh, my
I'm
love.
out.
Well, Jesus, kid.
Did I just win that?
You're fucking terrible. This kid doesn't care.
Ride
Whatever.
this wave to fortune.
I guess I could really slowly clean out the table by just constantly going all in and having this kid
Don't love this round.
go out 10 per.
Get out before you get hurt.
It'd take a miracle.
But honestly, I'm better off leaving the table and just forgetting about it. And that way I can save and actually keep a few coins. But we're closing out this video by oh. Well, never mind. That's it. We just won. I was going to say we're definitely going to go ahead and keep this video going until we won the DLC, but we just won. Walking away from the table at that point gave me just a freaking ton. Winning several games in a row gives you medals. Everything gives you medals. Losing gives you medals. Winning gives you medals. This DLC, I'm pretty sure the DLC can't be lost unless you just give up because you're sick of it. I'm pretty sure that guy will always give you more coins. Because I couldn't even, this time, I didn't even trigger the dialogue where he said there was a limit. He said that to me before. But I actually got less coins from him that time than we needed this time.
Congratulations, sir. Your victories have freed you from the shackles of normality.
And turned you into a
The
freak.
rules of space-time. Stand back and watch as the world conforms to your desires.
Oh man, you mean a bunch of big titty ladies gonna come in here? Oh, sorry, that was pretty wrong. That was actually kind of terrible. I apologize.
What is it? Ow!
Although apparently a
What for?
hot chick is coming because we know that's Chocolina.
Dodge!
Daddy!
Dodge!
Dodge, I had the choice between bringing you back and having a bunch of hot chicks. I hope you feel happy.
You have no
I miss you,
idea.
Daddy, but I'm okay.
My boy.
The future has been determined.
I guess I'm happy for you. I don't know. I seem to be pretty morally ambiguous.
I don't understand. Now, when you say the possibilities have started to disappear, what exactly do you mean by that?
I don't understand any of this DLC.
Let
Dodge
me
looks
show you.
happy. By the way, this DLC, you're supposed to play this after you've already won the story, so I guess, in theory,
Yeah.
there's spoilers.
Daddy,
Hmm?
look.
It's a chocobo chick.
What am I
The
looking
coins.
at?
What am I looking at?
Look at all.
What the?
They all say death,
They're all coming up tails.
like from Sonic and Tails.
What? Is this even possible?
Well, yeah, it's extremely unlikely.
Of course. Try it yourself if you like. The outcome will always be the same.
I've rigged the game.
The
you see.
possibility of the coins coming up heads has disappeared from this world.
How? Why is that?
I don't know. It doesn't make any sense to me either.
The future is gone. The possibility of change has disappeared.
So the casino is kind of rendered pointless now.
That's what these coins are telling you. Eventually,
Please take off that
it will
fake
become
tail.
apparent in everything around you.
He flips one of them over and sees they just have tails on
This
both
will make
sides.
gambling quite boring.
Yeah,
Just
no.
told me the world is gonna end.
Is that what I
You're
said?
downright crazy if you think people are gonna keep gambling at a time like this. There's gotta be something we could do.
Well, I suppose we could get another DLC.
It has already been decided. There is nothing we can do but to let it happen.
But,
Okay, here's how it's gonna go. I can't just sit still and do nothing. Even if my actions won't make a difference, I have to at least try. Take me where I need to go to make a difference.
oh, okay, that's why he's in 500 as fuck. I want to be in the
To be
ending
honest,
scene.
I have no
Damn
idea.
it.
I'll think of something though. I have to. You agree with me, don't you?
I don't know what's happening, Daddy.
I need to protect the future for my son. Even if it means putting my life on the line.
So I'm going to need you to transform me to a point where I can make a difference. And I'm going to need you to give me a crash course on what's happening that's causing the end of the future.
Daddy?
Yeah, I actually don't know that I even picked up on that before when I off-screened it. That's why he suddenly pops up in the ending scene, because the magical, weird fox guy does it somehow.
I might have no
Chocobo's gonna...
chance of saving the future. I might not even come back alive.
I might
Maybe
just
I'm
be a
wasting my time.
pointless piece of the
Maybe I'm
ending
grabbing
scene.
straight for the short straw.
The short hairs?
That doesn't faze me. Let's say I make the wrong choice. That just makes the odds better for someone else. Maybe that someone, maybe they can save the future.
Maybe the actual main characters who
Bad luck
matter.
is still luck. Isn't that right, Dodge? You ready?
Yeah!
All right. Let's go.
The nice thing about this is that Sazh has hope for a wonderful future with Dodge. Aren't you excited about seeing where they end up in Lightning's Revenge Final Fantasy XIII-3? Well, yeah, put a pin in that for now. So apparently, if we were to combine Sazh with another monster through the Monster Infusion menu, this would be a way we could get another one of his crystals. So, but we'll open the gate now because who cares? And that's it for this video. Alright guys, so we got 3 videos worth of content out of $2.50 worth of DLC. So, it was, to the extent that anyone remembers this DLC, and not that many people do, it's kind of remembered as being like some of the worst work that Square's ever done. That being said, it was pretty cheap. It's not like, I don't remember how much the Mass Effect 2 DLCs cost, but they had it varying degrees of quality for sure. All the Mass Effect 2 DLCs were better than that was, but I think some of them cost a good bit more. At any rate, now you know the story of, even though in-game there's no particular reason that you would have Sazh as a monster crystal, because they made a real vague effort to explain monster crystals and how Etro gave Lightning this power, and Caius has it too, and then Lightning blessed Sarah and Noel with the power to control monsters and use them to fight. Why the DLC monsters give up crystals and you defeat them, and Sazh, you just get a crystal for winning this DLC. So there's no storyline explanation for that, but there is a bit of a storyline explanation for why Sazh shows up in the ending scene, and I guess that's something. Because I do remember the strategy guide, which doesn't talk about the DLCs at all, because it seems to have been written for the main game. It has some questions in the back that are answered by the creator of the game, and they ask a specific question about, like, how come Snow's able to suddenly travel through time and shit, and it says, this will be answered in an upcoming story, which I guess was a Japanese-only thing. And I think there may have been a question, I don't remember, and I don't feel like looking it up, about, hey, how come Sazh suddenly shows up in 500 AD, or as fuck, what the heck? And I guess this was it, like, play through this whole silly casino-based DLC, and at the very end, they just tell you that, oh, Sazh will now, thanks to magical, out-of-time casinos, he will now teleport to whatever time the story wants him to be in, so makes as much sense as anything else in this game. Anyway, I'm Mysterious JG. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you guys next time. Bye-bye.